So today we're going to be going over what a cook group is and what you should be looking out for before you join one in 2021. Now, obviously I'm sure you have seen thousands and thousands of cook groups out there, and there's paid and free cook groups. So first of all, we're just going to go over the difference and which one would suit you. So firstly, you've got free cook groups. Now, there's obviously no harm in joining them, but because they're free, they obviously don't have any money coming in, which means the actual features they can provide and the service is just nothing compared to what you can get in a paid cook group. If you're paying £30 a month and you imagine there's lots of other members paying that similar price, those cook groups can actually spend that money to make custom monitors, have partnerships with bots, proxy companies, features, all of these things that physically can't be developed in free cook groups. So although at the start it might seem like a great idea to join a free one, in terms of your long-term reselling career, there's really no hope in a free cook group. They might make you some money here and there, they may post a good link, but actually long-term, they're so inefficient compared to the paid for cook groups. So some other things that you want to bear in mind when joining a cook group is actually the ability that you're at when going into it. For example, there's no point you paying for mesh early info, early PIDs, super fast Restock monitors if you actually don't have a mesh bot. Now the mesh info is super expensive and hard to get hold of, so the groups that can provide that is great. And look, if you are in a position where you're running Mbot, Mirage, Dinesh, anything like that, then great. And obviously these are the sort of groups you want to be looking at. But if you're just starting out at reselling, it would be worth starting out with one that can focus more on the manual tips, more on the sort of beginner botting style. Maybe they give out some free bot rentals. So for example, we've been lucky enough that Zonos give us quite a few free bot rentals. A lot of our staff are also Zonos staff, so we often give them out. We've also given out Polaris for free rentals. So this is a nice way to start botting without actually spending loads of money on new bots, which can cost tens of thousands of pounds in some cases. So when you are choosing a paid cook group, you do want to make sure you're paying for one that is best utilizing the money it's receiving, and meaning that you guys as members are getting the best out of it. Now, for this example, we're going to be using 1st2Notify because that's who I work with. However, this can be taken through to any cook group that you choose to go for. Just make sure it's got these key features before you go ahead and sign up. So no matter what cook group you're in, again, so like support, you should also have guides on all the releases, and that should include site lists and early links so you can access the products quicker than anyone else. And if you bot, you can put these links into your bot. For example, with Shopify, you get the early links which you can put into your bot so that obviously it can just run faster and therefore check out quicker, and then you cook more. And these guides could often have hold guides as well. So for example, some shoes obviously are worth holding. For example, these are actually all personals, but some of the shoes I have held is shoes like this and this, which I believe will go up in value over time. And now most cook groups should sort of cover this. So whether this be mids, dunks, J1s, anything, they should really be able to tell you sort of what the predicted future resale is, and if it's worth you just selling them off quick, or if it's worth you actually holding on to them, whether that be till summer next year or winter. Even some shoes will do better. Then you have groups that cover low-key flips. So for example, we do. So the Aldi flips are a really good one example of this. You've got hot tubs, and then you've also got items like consoles, collectibles, you've got the Disney items. So we will provide guides and in some cases bots and bypasses in order to buy these. For example, there was an Argos drop recently and we could bypass and add to cart and check out before anyone else, which was incredible, and our members got hundreds and hundreds of PlayStations. So if you can see any groups again that have these sort of features, then I would strongly advise joining them, and it would make a massive difference. Something that should be fairly standard across all groups is one-to-one support. Now you should be able to open a ticket in the group which will give you one-to-one support with the staff members, so they can help you with any questions or queries that you have, whether that be setting up a bot, how to best use proxies, which proxies I should get, setting up a server. All of these things should be covered in guides and with the one-to-one support so that you can maximize your reselling and not get stuck at the early stages. So along with group buys, some groups will also have in-house software. So we, for example, have a custom built Aldi, Asda and Smith's bot that our members can use completely for free. We also have an autofill which works on Stripe, Supreme and Shopify. So all of this can be used by our members completely free, getting them access to bots that they otherwise would have to pay hundreds and hundreds of pounds for. Now, not all groups do provide these softwares, so do look out for them, and if you can join the one that does, your success will be grown massively. Next, you have group buys. So the bigger groups, the ones that are more well known, will have partnerships with bots and will enable them to get group buys. Now, this is when you're able to get access to a bot that is otherwise sold out for retail value. There will be a designated number of copies just for your group. So let's say we had one recently, which was Burst, and they dedicated us X amount of copies, and only our members had access to those copies, which gives you a much, much higher chance of actually getting hold of the bot, which you can then either sell on or use for yourself. So some examples of group buys we've had recently were Burst, Carnage, Zonos, Vegas Labs, then we had Proxy group buys, then we've also got Ethereal coming up, and we've had some other strips as well. So we do like to give our group members as many as possible. Now do look out for, when you're looking at groups, what their past group buys are and if they have any planned, as some of the smaller groups just won't have these sort of connections and you won't find yourself in a position to be able to buy from a group buy. So one of the main features of a cook group is monitors. Now what these are is alerts for you of when an item is either released or comes back in stock. Now, these are essential for anyone buying and selling and will enable you to pick up so many more pairs, pairs, consoles, Pokemon, anything, whether that be manually or with bots. So there's two types of monitors. There's custom monitors and sort of package monitors. So in 1st2Notify, we have package as a background and then we have custom ones on top. Now, in my opinion, it's essential to have these custom ones, as lots and lots of groups will be paying for these package monitors. So when that alert goes out, although there may only be a few hundred members in your group, across the 100 group it's just gone out to, there's now thousands and thousands of people that are now seeing this same notification, meaning that your chance of copying that item is really small. However, if you can join a group with custom monitors like ours, you'll be one of the only ones notified with that. So you're competing against the other people in the group rather than the thousands of other people in other groups that have also been alerted at the same time. This is why, if you can, it's much more beneficial to join a group with custom monitors, although they tend to be more expensive because their outgoings as a group is a lot more. So I know we've gone over a lot of information today. And in terms of the actual features and stuff, I'd be more than happy to go over in another video, maybe explaining what it is monitors are and how they can help you and how you can best utilize them. But yeah, if you drop a comment down below, I'd love any feedback, how I can make these videos better, more informative, and what more you guys would like to learn about sneaker reselling, and yeah, that. And I can also do live cops if that's something you'd be interested in. Anyway, look, thank you very much for watching and have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.